It's Thursday, June the 20th. Hello, kia ora. I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us. We are forecasting more low pressure in the New Zealand area, but the good news for those who are sick of it is it is likely to move away next week. And we do have a little bit of high pressure coming back into the country. But let's take a look and see what's going on, because as this low kind of weakens a little bit for the next day or two, and then over Sunday and Monday strengthens a little bit as it crosses back over the country, it will drive in some wind and some rain as it does so. But for now, we've got high pressure out to the east, low pressure out to the west. We're in that squash zone in the middle, windy for some spots, or if you live in Northland or the far north, thundery with heavy rain, which they had all night in some parts of Northland and the far north. That heavy rain caught up in that squash zone between the low and the high. Minimum temperatures on Friday, that cooler airflow coming into the country. There'll be frosts where you see the darker blue, but most other places in the single digits, and you have to go right up to about Auckland to get those double digit overnight temperatures, and maybe some other parts of Coromandel Peninsula with the same shading. So Friday lunchtime, low pressure weakens a little bit further between Fiordland and Tasmania, driving in a wintry southerly for them. They've got snow on the ski fields of Australia. We don't really over here because it's too dry, but the colder airflow still coming in to most places. And yes, Northland and the far north, you're still being clipped by that rain in that squash zone between the high and the low. Into Saturday, and still got some wet weather at the very north of the country, breaking up a wee bit now. Cold air still pushing in along the eastern side of the North Island, but in the South Island, this northerly wind starts to build up. That starts to push in a nor'wester for some of you, but look, rain back again around the top part of the South Island. These are areas that missed out on rain for many of the other wet events we've had so far in 2024. So Sunday, this is when things go downhill. Although, you know, a lot of people still want some rain, believe it or not. Maybe not so much in the North Island at the moment, or at least the top half. The lower half, the central part of the country, does still need more rain, especially around places like Wanganui, Manawatu, Horowhenua, down towards Wairarapa, and then also in towards parts of Canterbury. Not so much the North Island there, obviously, but this part here also very dry at the moment for this time of the year. So rain comes back in, some heavy falls around Tasman area and Nelson, and potentially some heavier falls around the north of the North Island. It's just a little bit hit and miss at this early stage, but it's got this subtropical element coming in, so mild, and that helps spark some heavier rain. On Monday, you can see these heavy areas of rain, secondary area of low pressure. The main one is down here off the west coast. The other one is up here north of New Zealand, and the two are combined. Heavy rain in the gold and the yellow areas, and then you've got these big strong northerlies. They could get up to gale force anytime from Sunday afternoon to Monday afternoon, and then as we get towards the end of Monday, most of that windy weather goes offshore, and we've got calmer conditions sitting around us. So by Tuesday, our final map, there is the low that's been over the country since Thursday of last week, and here we are coming up to Tuesday of next week and finally starting to move out to sea. Colder southerlies behind it, a few showers, windy westerlies. Here's the next big low pressure zone. But before that low comes anywhere near us, we have this high. Not the world's biggest one, but it stretches all the way down, and it is likely to cross New Zealand towards the mid to later part of next week. That's all from me. See you again tomorrow, Friday, the winter solstice, with our next update. We'll see you then.